Hi there, just a little walk. First time since I've come back from holiday, really. I've done this walk before, but we're going a different way, and there might be a chance of missing the weather, the rain. So we're at Port Sunlight, not far from the railway station, but I drove here in the car. And hope you like it. These outlying buildings are within Port Sunlight, part of it's the factory itself, where they made the soap. So let's get that on a good. That's too close, isn't it? Let's get it about that. All right, that's better, isn't it? There we are. I'm using my gimbal, and it's been a while since I've used it because of the weather. It's just a little lightweight one. Most of it's manual, but I don't care. It's nice and light. Got my gloves on, my woolly hat. I've chosen this particular walk because many of them are still not, with the weather's improved, they're just too muddy. You know, if you're off a proper track or something, the usual public footpaths are not ideal. So yeah. Just have a look back. There you are. And that way is, if you go there, there's the railway station, and there's a bank in there, cafe. It's all part of Port Sunlight. They've got a war memorial there. And there's a museum, art gallery. Yeah, it's well worth visiting. The art gallery, as far as I know, is free. It accepts donations. So yeah. Okay, here we go. Yep, it's not bad at all. It's not that cold today either, so yeah, just enjoy. As you can see, there's a lot of area here that's fenced off. Only if you work there will you be able to explore. Some people like in semi-industrial areas as well, don't they? So, yeah. Just hope we won't get any rain, that's all. Just a little break. Of course, I've got to walk back this. I won't film the return trip. But it's the only walk I think I could do without struggling to walk, even with the weather, a break in the weather, so. And if you don't know, you can see, after I explain, this was a small gauge railway, I think, of some kind, that supplied, I would think, industrial. Don't think it's a passenger line. I think it's called Gunnery Road, or there's a road that's next to it that's that. I'll put all the details up when I film complete and start processing it. And I'm missing this, just getting the exercise really. I'm wandering about in that, but it's not the same. That's why I film the walks. I like to be on my own and just go where I please, because at some stage, if there's somewhere that I'm interested in, I'll deviate from the route. like a battery recharge. Yeah, I can change hands. And anything that's in your hand and you're holding in front of you is, you know, if you're doing a long walk, the lighter the equipment, the better. It's a bit restricting, you know, if you got it stuck on your chest, on the top of your head. So, as you can see, there's a little lane there, and you can hear the train, which is just out of view, but very close. And later on, you'll see some cuttings. Railway cuttings deep into the sandstone rock. I mean, I don't have to go all the way to where it ends, which is, it only ends in a parking place at an industrial site. Then it joins, I think, part of the Wirral Way, but that's just a road, you know, that you, for cyclists really. And to keep on the route, because any route, sometimes you have to nip onto a road. So that's the situation. The silver birch there. And there's a hint of blue sky. It's quite pleasant. The couple give me a smile, that's nice. Yeah. Seems to me the lower down you are on the triangle of life, the mostly less hidden agendas and corruption going on. Can't resist it. Yeah. Some things are out of control. Oh, holding hands, isn't that sweet? How do? Yeah. We'll have a look back. Well. This is a lovely little walk, you know, if you live nearby here. Port Sunlight is on the Wirral. Very famous place, but if you want to, when you go there, have a little walk, you can do this. You have to consider that you have to walk back the same way unless you want to walk on a road. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. This looks, you know, quite different to me. It's another time I've done this and it was going the other way. Another time of the year, I think, as well. Guy on his bike. You only hear him at the last. That's okay, you know, I drive a car, and when I get in a local area, the streets, there's mostly young men driving around with in dark clothing with no lights on their bike. And you would be haunted by that, whether they were stupid or not, if you injured or possibly killed them. But for the price of a few quid, for some lights on the car, on the bike. They call it the Darwin effect. It's not the survival of the fittest. It's the survival of the thickest, or the not so. Madness and all that, you know. You could be under 20 and practically sort of it's gone. Yeah, anyway, it's just a bit of a shock, and I'm back after being away for 2 months. And Yeah, I was never reading any papers or watching any TV or any of that. I'm coming back. It's it's but it's a lovely day, and you can see it's getting quieter. There's just that little, it's only a little B road there. That remind me with a B reference. They had a rugby team. It actually exists, called the Wasps, and you feel tempted to ask them, do they have a B team? Sorry about that. I bet they've heard that before. See, there's people come in from some pathway there. It's a lovely English word, isn't it? One of them just, you know, there could be a couple of scallywags. What a great word that is. It could be on what's called my bluff. Well, I think everyone knows what it means. Scallywags. You know, there's some people from different regions, and if you're out fishing or something and you're in a different area, you know, they might come up to you and say, oh, you're doing well there, what bait is that? And if they're not from that area, we say, oh, we tried cack. So go in the butcher's and ask if you could have some cack and put it on your rod. Yeah. I was a young boy at the time, so it's a schoolboy joke, isn't it? But yeah, I was probably a scallywag as well, I think. Look, they're going up there. They are a couple of scallywags, but they're not doing any harm. Scallywag is not entirely nasty, it just means they're just scallywags. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means you're a scallywag. Yeah. Lovely word. There you are. Isn't this nice? Is this a sign of things to come? Maybe I'm being too optimistic now. This tree's fallen. Yes, there's the roots come up with it. You can see they're not very deep with those silver birch. And there's a clump on them, and the amount of force on that, even without the leaves, it's just pushed that over. So I shall go and continue. As the weather seems to be on the change, I'm just going to turn back because I still have to put my coat on and all that, and it's not worth just because it'll be a nice walk regardless. Won't be too long anyway. These old pipelines here. There's a little bridge that leads, does it go over that little B road, or we can investigate that, can't we? Hang on, there's a group of 20 of us, we'll have a vote, shall we or not? Yeah, I used to lead group walks and I enjoyed that, but yeah, I didn't need that. And there's people kept walking in front, and then I always have a spare map and tell them they can go and do what they want now, because I don't want to be in the news when they get lost, and I'll be the one that's yeah, be quite glad to read the news. Hopefully they're safe, but they might learn. There's always stuff that's run by volunteers who are dedicated, and they make mistakes. But the people that do that mistake never volunteer or do anything to contribute to anything. So put that in mind. Everyone deserves to be criticised, but some people make a living out of it. Good old volunteers. I did do that for dry stone walling in Derbyshire. And on the first day, unfortunately, there was about 4 people who undemocratically decided that they were in charge and let the rest of us do all the work, so I just left. They even said, "Where are you going?" Where am I going? You did the work and you got the accommodation and free meals. That's all. And there was one person, but they were organising that it was being dropped by a helicopter. So there's some, and then there's these people then obviously nominating themselves and eyeing each other up, knowing, oh, there's another git like me. So I never got to do that due to my intolerable behaviour. Didn't fall in. Questioned decisions from people who were complete idiots. Oh, there we go, they're off on holiday. It's an EasyJet if you want to know. It's got that orange and cream or white. I flew for the first time on Ryanair and didn't have any problems. But then I was aware exactly what I needed to do and checked my baggage size and everything. Yeah. You've got like flights and even ancient stone walls and stuff. And there's people who are obviously overweight. I mean, I'm, you know, I was getting old, got a middle age, well, more than middle age really, but yeah, and they expect to have a seat or possibly 2 to fit them in. Yeah, where does that go? Back onto some small road. So now if I met a local and they said, oh, there's a shop or something useful, a pub, and I've done that, always ask a local and stop in the pub. I'm not a heavy drinker, it's a real treat when I do that, and I love it. I like talking to the local, yeah. See? Yeah, he's got a voice, so he shouted. And he had a bell. And he got his lights on. Because it's a classic line, isn't it? You're on your bike. The next thing you know, you're sailing over the top of somebody's car and he says, sorry mate, didn't see you. Are you all right? Oh, great. Yeah, this is great. This is... If only I could do this every day like I did. Eh? With the beach. Yeah. Fresh baked fish. Oh. Talking to fellow travellers and locals. Norwegians and Dutch people as well, they speak English. Yeah, Germans. I was in Germany at one time. Speak a bit of German. I would want, if I could be an extra, I'd rather be one of the Germans. You know, it's a more... yeah, I'm glad that some of the modern German actors get these parts. And it should be seen. Some people censor it, you know, Rupert the Bear, why is he wearing clothes? That's it's not real. Look at this, now you can see the cutting to keep it level. That's why it needed it for some form of transport that doesn't deal with slopes very easily. So it's not a trail for mules, because they wouldn't need this. It's just great. See this little structure coming up? It's just on the wall, on the cutting here, and it's obviously for a pipeline. It's gone, probably gone for scrap. See that? And there's a pipeline that's still there. It's quite peaceful now. Very nice. I like the way trees manage to get a grip on this. Find a small crack and then they start to grow. It's really good. Some houses there, look. Looks like a public building or something, or offices. Yeah, nice bridge. Yeah. I'm not going to zoom in and out. If there was a boat on the Ellesmere Port on the Manchester Ship Canal, I zoom in and out, you know, to look at crew on the decks, but no need. Yeah. Not one single drop coming through. There might be just a little bit of damp, but certainly not dripping down. Mind you, it's not raining now, so forget what I said. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm setting the pace to all the people in the group, and that's me. So that's an easy, which is good. Can you go a bit faster, Harry? No, I'm not going to. Sorry. Well, that's very nasty of you. Well, leave me alone. No, I won't. There. Just a hint of what maybe be sun. The sun somewhere there. So I hope you're still enjoying this. I mean, you can turn the sound down and put whatever music you want on, you know. Or if you've got one of those machines, you know, where you're running or rowing, you can just watch this. That's what puts me off, being inside a gym and looking at an industrial type gym. Stuck there for hours and coming in, what, 3 times a week or whatever. I've been watching the Winter Olympics, and that's the only good stuff on the telly, to be honest. It's positive, you know, people having fun, and yeah, it's I think the winter, I've done a bit of skiing. I love the skiing events, and all the others actually, even the curling. Yeah. It's on now, but that's good, because you know when you get back or whatever, there'll be some to watch, and they do the highlights, whatever. this wood here. Somebody, perhaps the council, has collected that up and sorted it out. I'm not just in the early stages. I'm thinking of doing a little trip. Obviously, when the weather improves, to Edinburgh and visit Edinburgh, have a bread and breakfast, film it. But obviously not just at the moment. Or even taking a ferry trip to Amsterdam, across the North Sea, is it? No, it's the I do know, and I can't think. I think it is the North Sea. Some say, oh well, most of the trip you're on a boat. That's the whole point. It's all part of the event, isn't it? I think. Yeah. We don't want to go outside our safe zones, you know. We'd still be living. Luckily, I can build a shelter, you know, I'd have wood and stuff. So I've got those basic skills. And then I'd have to stay there. I wouldn't build another one. That'd be too much, wouldn't it? Sarcastic on. Well, I feel safe in this one. Yeah, but it's falling apart. No. So all around us here, there's the tops of houses, of course. There is an incline, it's going slightly uphill. And just how far it takes us, it's probably just coming up to about half an hour. I can always come back another time. It's nice in the spring, you get bluebells along here. Totally different in a way. Might do it on a bike. I've actually got a bike mount so I can film when I cycle, and that's why I didn't get the bike when I was on holiday. Could only see things when I'm off the bike, so it defeats, you know. Anyway, I'm waffling. Yeah. Can we turn around and have a look back? Yeah, I won't zoom in and out. You can see that it's much the same, isn't it? We were there. Yeah. Yep. Won't point my camera at this lady. Oh. And look at this embankment. It's
yeah, I'm gonna go out a couple of weeks to see him, to the 25th. Yeah, I'm going out. Well, I need to do that.
So yeah, I've been busy but not filming much, so it's not like I'm completely you know, I'll take a risk and go out, but not like I was doing fairly recently. Sadly, I can't sit down here and have a glass of wine, and wouldn't be right, would it? Yes. When you do get near the last quarter of a mile or whatever, it's just industrial. It's interesting for some, but I probably won't go all the way to the dead end. Well, it's not a dead end, like I say, part of a cycle track then, and it takes you on these industrial roads for a while, which aren't really appealing to me. So let's see how far. This is worth looking at. And as I say, I've never actually walked this way. Yeah. It seems different. You know, I'm sort of watching, I'm not missing something because and it's been a while. But I do really want to this year sometime go to Edinburgh. If there's a coach, and I'll do that with an offer of a bed and breakfast, you know, a deal like that. I'm quite happy to do that. I just want to film it and enjoy the city. Yeah. There we are. That goes up there and crosses the A41, which is the Liverpool Road and Chester Road the other way, and goes through a more industrial setting. So I think, as you can see, there's a big industrial setup there. Can you see that tower? So yeah, just perfect for a little stroll. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the trip, and you can subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, so you know that you're notified when I've made something that's worth watching. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.